Hello everyone, this is Emin here and welcome to another session, Cyber Transform, and now we are broadcasting from the London City Hall block. In this session, in this webinar, in this vlog, I would like to talk about a couple of reasons why people switch to IT jobs, cybersecurity jobs, and what is the main reason, what are the main problems behind their career decision and why they need a change and why they want to upgrade their lives. So there are several reasons. In fact, there are actually 7 reasons why people want to change their jobs towards a better one, towards a job in IT and cybersecurity. And when we look at the problems, we recognize there are certain issues, there are certain, let's say, reasons why people want to change jobs. And the first one is obviously, as you can probably imagine, it's about financial problems, really. People want to change their jobs because currently they are not making enough money. Okay, maybe they're working in a totally different industry, maybe they are doing something totally different, but at the end of the day, no matter what the reason is, it's not paying well, and they want to upgrade their lives. They want to make more money to provide for themselves and for their families. Okay, this is the number one reason we realize why people want to change their jobs. So you can use this list as a kind of checklist to see if it makes sense for you too, if you are in the same category. And maybe it's like a warning sign for you, because if you feel the same, that means you can also make career upgrade like this. The first one is obviously financial problems, and the second one is about exhaustion, really. It means lost energy. Many times people work really, really hard. I mean, it's very demanding, and maybe they are feeling burnout. They are working too hard and they are experiencing this workout, and maybe their job is too stressful and they cannot take it anymore. And many times we see this, especially high paying, at the same time, very demanding areas. And it might include as well in different IT and cybersecurity jobs too. So maybe, for example, you are already in the IT field, but you haven't picked the right industry or maybe the right company. That's why you are experiencing burnout. Many times we also see this as one of the reasons why people want to switch their career to something else, to do something different. Maybe within the same industry again, but in a different setting, in a different environment. They sometimes travel more. Sometimes it's like unstructured working hours. They need to stay. They need to stay in their office up until maybe 7, 8, 9 p.m.s. Maybe they're working during the evenings as well. So if you feel like that, if you are in that same category, that means maybe you can consider a job upgrade. So that was the second one. And the third one is maybe sometimes people don't recognize, but it is about the corporate culture and values. So essentially, if there is a value mismatch between what you want to do and what your current working environment provides, that basically means you can also consider a job change, okay? Different career upgrade. Sometimes it's poor leadership, sometimes it's like office politics, like a toxic environment. You no longer like your colleagues and you no longer want to work with them. Maybe the morale is too low in the working environment. Maybe you don't like it, the location. So all office related reasons is one of the reasons why people want to switch their careers and they want to switch their jobs to a better one in the IT and in the cybersecurity sector. Okay? And the fourth one is about they don't feel their job is valuable anymore. They feel like there's no purpose, it's like meaningless. They feel like it's not exciting anymore. They lost enthusiasm. It's called cynicism. Okay? There's no fulfillment. They are like disengaged. They don't want to do it anymore. Maybe they are paying enough. Maybe it's not that hard to do it, but it seems like it's not serving anymore. Okay? It's totally different than what they want to do and what they are doing. So cynicism was the next one. So 4 gone, 3 to go, and the fifth one is not challenging anymore. If you feel like you are doing the same thing over and over again and you feel like it's no longer challenging and you are not learning anything new, it's so basic, then that means you can also consider a job change, a career upgrade. If you're not learning something new every day, if you're not improving yourself, if it's boring, These are the reasons why people switch to IT and cyber. In fact, this is what this industry is all about. So that is the good part of it, because if you are not learning, if you are not growing, that means even if you are making a lot of money, that means there is still something missing in your life. It's simple as that. So that's why if it's not challenging, your job is not kind of, it's too basic for you, for your skills, and you're not growing anymore, that is also a kind of warning sign. Why? Because probably in the upcoming months or years, the problem will grow, and eventually it might also end up with um, maybe even losing your job, because it's basically, if it's too basic for you, that means it's not very demanding, and if you're not growing, that means eventually maybe your job will not exist in the future. Why? Because of the, let's say, artificial intelligence, because of the AI. If you are not in the IT and in the cybersecurity industry, which is growing rapidly, that means obviously the chances of, let's say, being unemployed in the future because of the job requirements are too low and it's too basic, that means obviously it's a problem for you. Okay, which brings us to the next step, which is about the sector is dying, your industry is dying, and we recognize this especially for automotive industry. Okay, for example, diesel engine motors in automotive industry, obviously, they are experiencing a lot of problems. Why? Because now we have this EV, electrified vehicles, and automated intelligent vehicles, and obviously the industry is changing rapidly. And if you feel like this is the case for you, then obviously you can consider a job career upgrade as well towards IT, towards cybersecurity. You can realize this with job outlook has become poor. If you realize the demand for your skills and for your experience and for your job is decreasing and decreasing and decreasing, and if you feel like your job has no future, there is no job security, maybe the nature of your job also changing. If the nature of the job is changing, let's say it's more and more kind of digital systems. We also see this in financial sector, like in typical audits or accountancy. Why? Because now we have different intelligent solutions. Let's say there is, for example, Zero. It's growing rapidly. This accountancy application, which means accountancy firms says that they have certain problems, and including their employees. So if you feel like your sector, your industry is dying, is not growing, then obviously you can also consider a career upgrade, career change towards IT, towards cybersecurity. And finally, the seventh issue is if your job is not serving for your lifestyle, that means you can also upgrade your life towards IT and cybersecurity. For example, you would like to work remotely, you want to spend more time with your family, maybe you want to do something totally different. Maybe you want to change the location, maybe the lifestyle. Okay? If that's the case, if you want to do something else, let's say you want to work online remotely and want to serve different countries, different regions, different people, that is one of the reasons why people want to change their lives. For example, if you want to spend more time with your kids, especially for parents, this is the case. Or maybe you want to do something, maybe you are living in a different location, but you want to do something in another location, including financial reasons. Because, for example, if you work in the US or in the UK, obviously, the money is much more valuable, right? I mean, including Europe as well, like in Germany. Euro and pounds and dollar is obviously much more valuable. But if you're in a different part of the world, you can get those jobs here, for example, in London, or let's say New York jobs remotely, and you can provide your services remotely. But obviously, if your current job is not available, is not a good fit, that means when you learn the skills, and you can also learn online, when you learn and get those skills, you can provide your services remotely online, and obviously will get paid accordingly to the region which you'll be serving for. Does it make sense? So that's why this is one of the reasons why people also want to change their jobs. So once again, quick recap, guys. Financial problems. If you want to make more money and provide a better life for yourself and for your family, then obviously IT and cybersecurity jobs, ethical hacking jobs, cybersecurity analyst jobs, system administration, or even general IT. These jobs pay really well, so you can consider this. And if you lost your energy and if your job is too demanding, you can also consider this. This is one of the main reasons why people want to change their jobs. Corporate culture values, one of the top reasons. And also, if you don't like your job anymore, if you lost your enthusiasm, then obviously that is another reason. And maybe it's not challenging, you are not learning, you are not growing. That's another one. And maybe your industry is dying and you cannot prevent it, okay? Because it changes. The industries change, and this is the reality of life. But if you're not prepared, obviously there might be problems in the future. And finally, if the lifestyle is not serving for you, then obviously you can also consider a career upgrade towards cybersecurity. So these are the reasons why people change their jobs and want to change their lifestyle, or they want to work in a different place, or as a different kind of person, like having a different title. If you feel like it, that means maybe it is time for you too. But the good news is, thousands of people have already um, they got the training and they got the certification, and if they follow the right steps, they can do it. Okay, it's never late. It's never late, because nowadays people change their jobs, and with obviously the right training and mentoring. And we see this like all the time, okay, because the average time which people spend in their jobs is decreasing dramatically. And if you feel like it, even if, let's say, you are in your 30s or even in your 40s, even 50s, it really doesn't matter. As long as you can identify your transferable skills, then you can make this career change. Obviously, when we talk about IT and cybersecurity, you also need to know what you need to do, what kind of training and proper certifications you need to get. But if you do it, then obviously that means you can do it too. Okay? So let me know if you have any questions. Drop me a message, and I'm happy to help. We are happy to help. And we can discuss your personal needs too. Sometimes people have certain questions like, I completed a couple of trainings, but I don't know what to do. What is my next step? Or I have no idea, but I really want to do something towards this. But I'm busy, let's say. What kind of solutions are available? All those kind of things. And we here all the time. So if you have like certain questions, like personal questions, reach out to us, and we are more than happy to help. Just visit cybertransform.com. You can also watch our free webinar training there, and then you can get in touch with us, and let's see how we can help you. All right, guys, thanks a lot. I will catch you in the next show.